These instructions are presented by anyonecanfixit.com. These are the instructions to replace the oil cooler gasket on a 2004 Nissan Altima. This is a 3.5 liter engine that we're working on here. First, you jack up the car. This one's jacked up on 2 jack stands using an adequate jack to get you some height so you can twist the wheel, front wheel. You're next going to remove 3 self-locking pop rivet type of screws. You pull them from the middle. I'm using a screwdriver here to pop the center. Once they're pulled out a ways, then the whole assembly will come out for those screws. There's 3 of them that are these pop rivet types. Once those 3 are out, then you'll use a 10mm socket and remove the bottom nut down at the bottom there, the bottom bolt. Once you get that bottom bolt out, the whole splash guard will unattach and you can set it aside, and that will expose the oil filter. With the splash guard out of the way, I'm going to remove the oil filter. The oil filter actually screws up against the oil cooler, which is just a metal plate there that the oil filter pushes up against. But I've got an oil drip pan down below and some newspapers to catch excess oil that's going to come out of this once I remove the oil filter here. You can see it draining out there. Once I get that off, I'm going to take a clean paper towel or rag and just clean off the excess oil after it stopped dripping there. Next, I'm going to take a 22mm deep socket and remove the threaded bolt that's holding the oil cooler in place. Once I get it loosened up with this wrench, it will come out the rest of the way by hand, just unscrewing it by hand.
To protect photos, music, and other computer files from loss. Details at carbonite.com. And from Ally Bank, offering Pop Money, a way to pay other people online by sending an email or text. Learn more at allybank.com. This is NPR.
On the next IN Reams.
We've got a little NPR radio playing in the background here. Once you get that threaded screw off, that's the only thing that's holding that oil cooler in place. You can pull the oil cooler back, and behind there is the gasket that leaks, that creates the massive oil leak that you typically get with these cars. You're going to remove the old oil gasket and clean around it. Use a clean paper towel or clean rag, clean back behind there. And then get your new oil cooler gasket from your local Nissan dealer. Once you have it cleaned back there, then you will carefully replace it, the new one back there, into the groove. Make sure it fits in nice and snug, and then you will reposition the oil cooler back and put that threaded bolt back in there and tighten it.
The time for complaints is over.
We complained to the city council, but it was falling on deaf ears. So we decided, well, instead of just complaining,
Not counted in the tally. Those who are counted as employed are working part-time but want full-time work.
Okay, so here I'm taking the new gasket and putting it in place behind the oil cooler and just making sure that it's properly seated back there. Once I have that in place, I'll reattach it using the threaded screw, and I will tighten that using the 22mm deep socket. That needs to be torqued to about 49 Newton meters, or that's equivalent to about 5 kilogram meters or 36 foot-pounds. If you don't have a torque wrench, best guess would be to snug it up fairly good, a little bit tighter than you would normally snug up the oil filter. Oil filter you normally want to screw on until it touches the the surface, and then you screw it about 3/4 to 7/8 turn beyond that. I don't go through the whole process putting the oil filter back on, but if you're changing the oil, put a new oil filter on, screw it tight to where it touches, and then another 3/4 to 7/8 turn past that, and then you can refill your oil back up to its normal level, and you should have gotten rid of that nasty oil leak that you had from the oil cooler gasket. That's very common, typical on these cars. So again, here I'm torquing it to 49 Newton meters, 5 kilogram meters, or 36 foot-pounds. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.